FM Live.
Hey, good morning, and thank you for joining us this election day. I'm Vanessa Vasconcelos.
And I'm Amanda Venegas. We're so glad you're here. We're live on ABC 30, Hulu Live, and wherever you stream. Big day today with Election Day. And before you head to the polls, make sure you have a jacket, and you probably want to grab an umbrella.
Nico Payne joins us now with a look at the wet conditions today in your AccuWeather forecast.
That's right, ladies. By your morning compute, we're expected to see some drizzle. Right now, conditions still a little calm, but as we head into later parts of today, especially those afternoon hours, we're going to start to see some thunder and lightning. Temperatures right now from our Cahuilla Health Skycam out of Visalia, 58 degrees, humidity at 80%, winds around 8 miles per hour and expected to increase as we head into the afternoon hours. We can see winds anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. Satellite and radar, here's the storm system that's headed in our area right now, and you can see those lightning strikes on the screen, bringing with it heavy amounts of rain, snow, thunder, and lightning. We can see 1 to 2 inches of rain, and then for our mountain areas, we can see anywhere from 4 to 6 feet of snow. Right now, it's mainly headed towards affecting northern portions of the valley. They might be starting to see some sprinkles in Merced and Mariposa. That storm still making its way towards our area. By our morning commute, that's when we should start to see some action. Winter storm warning still in effect, expected to expire Wednesday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Our day planner, here's what we have in store for today. By 8 o'clock hour, will be around 54 degrees, and we're going to hover around 54 for the most part for today. Rain continues by lunchtime, and then after lunch, that's when we're expecting that lightning, those thunderstorms to hit in the area. But then as we head into those evening hours, things start to clear out. How much rain, how much snow are we going to see, and how long is it going to last? I'll have more coming up in my extended forecast.
Nico, thank you. The cold front has brought slick roads to the valley and snow to the mountains. Conditions are expected to get worse today, bringing more windy and wet conditions. Local police and highway patrol are warning drivers to be extra cautious on the roads and plan ahead of traveling in the mountains. Election officials are also keeping a close eye on the weather today. In El Dorado County, the voting center at Tahoe Community College has already seen snow and could receive several feet more today.
The bigger concern that we have is that people will look out their window and say, you know, I'd kind of rather have a cup of hot chocolate and stay here than go out and vote.
Election officials are working alongside law enforcement to ensure poll workers and voters are safe during the storm. If you're heading out to the polls today, you're reminded to be patient as large voter turnout along with weather could cause delays.
And now stay with Action News for continuing coverage on our AccuWeather alert. You can use your phone right now. Bring out that camera, point it at the QR codes on your screen, to download the ABC 30 app for weather anytime and push notifications on the AccuWeather alert. The code on the left is for Apple devices. The one on the right is for the Android devices. You can also visit our website. It's abc30.com/weather. Now for a closer look at traffic conditions, let's turn things in with CHP Officer Shasta Tolleson. Good morning, Shasta.
Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, everyone. Let's bring up that live traffic tracker and see what's going on throughout the valley. Taking a look at your morning commute over the Pacheco Pass, State Route 152 at Upper Cottonwood, we do have a solo vehicle traffic collision. CHP is currently on scene, just waiting on that tow truck. If you are traveling this direction, use some caution through here. Otherwise, traffic is flowing out to that speed limit onto the 156 split and onto the 101, and heading north to the Altamont Pass on the 580. At this time, there are no major incidents. We do have some wet roads out there, so we are starting to see some slowing and some vehicles that are spinning out on that 205 connection. So if you're heading out the door, make sure to slow down and increase that following distance. That's a good traffic. I'm Officer Tollefson with the California Highway Patrol, reminding you, if you are heading to or through those higher elevations, always carry chains. Vanessa, Amanda, back to you.
Shasta, thank you. Election day is here. Voters across the valley are getting ready to cast their ballot.
Action News reporter Amanda Aguilar is live outside the Fresno County Elections Office this morning with a look at the voter turnout so far and the protections in place to prevent fraud. Good morning, Amanda.
Amanda, Vanessa, good morning. There are several ways to cast your ballot. Those who chose to vote by mail have already been returning their ballots, according to the Secretary of State's website. Here in Fresno County, about 19% of the more than 500,000 ballots issued have been returned and accepted. Now, when it comes to early voting, that has already been underway, and the County Elections Office has processed more than 100,000 ballots as of Sunday night. Now, the registrar says this This is slightly behind the turnout in other years. However, he remains hopeful, saying Fresno County voters are tenacious and interested in letting their voice be heard. And making sure every vote is secure and legitimate are top priorities for county officials. Fresno County District Attorney Lisa Smitkamp says voter fraud cases happen, but historically have been few and far between in Fresno County.
We do everything we can to investigate the cases and the complaints to ensure that we have integrity in filing these cases. And when we do find that there has been purposeful misrepresentation, then we do file those cases.
Now, in the South Valley, the organization California Common Cause plans to have poll monitors in Tulare County as part of its election protection program. This is an effort to make sure every valid vote is counted and ensure an accurate and fair election. Now, voting centers, those open at 7 a.m. They close at 8 p.m. But if you are voting by mail, you need to return your ballot by today and make sure it is postmarked by today and then received by November 15th. But of course, you can always drop your ballot off at one of those secure ballot boxes around the county. That needs to be done by 8 p.m. Now, if you do suspect voter fraud, you can always call your county elections office, or you can even file a complaint on the Secretary of State's website. We have a link to that on abc30.com. Vanessa, Amanda, back to you.
Amanda, thank you. ABC 30 is your home for election night coverage. It all starts this afternoon at 3:30 with a live edition of World News Tonight with David Muir. At 4 o'clock, join us for Action News Live at 4. Then it's back to ABC News for Your Voice, Your Vote Election Night 2022. Coverage beginning at 5 o'clock. It goes all evening long. Action News will have updates on all the big races throughout the night here on ABC 30 with a full wrap on ABC 30 Live at 11.
And join us for a special streaming edition of Action News with coverages on all the big races in California and around the Valley. That starts at 10 o'clock tonight, streaming on abc30.com and the ABC 30 Central California app on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Action News time, 5:07 for you on this Tuesday. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi opening up about that attack against her husband during a home break-in.
Why she says the act of violence makes her worried about the future of democracy and what it could mean for her own political career.
And a celebration for the Houston Astros ends with an arrest. The man taken into custody for allegedly throwing a beer can at Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
The strongest communities are the ones who take action together.
Taking action together.
We share the stories that matter most in Central California.
Bring that call for hope.
We celebrate what's great about where we live, and we tackle the challenges head on.
Taking action together. Taking action together.
Success happens when we work together.
Taking action together.
ABC 30, taking action together.
For every holiday, for everyone. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
We know Rudy Salas. In Sacramento, we paid him over $1 million, and he skipped over 400 votes. When Rudy did show up, he voted for a new tax on prescription drugs that would have drained money from the most vulnerable. Worse, we pay the highest gas prices in the nation, and Rudy voted to stick us with even higher gas prices. Rudy Salas has failed the Central Valley. Rudy Salas is not for us. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Bulldog Breakdown on ABC 30, the home of Fresno State Athletics. Sundays at 6:30 only on ABC 30 Action News. Sponsored by Central Valley Toyota Dealers.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data, more speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network, and more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle.
Disney's Disenchanted, rated PG, streaming November 18th, only on Disney+.
And welcome back. Here's a live look from our Meadow Lake Skycam. Those clouds slowly starting to roll in, and by your morning commute, that's when we're expected to start to see some drizzle here in our area. Almanac showing a high of 57 degrees, which is very below average for this time of year. Normally we're around 69 degrees, and then as we head into the evening hours, we will be dipping into the low 40s. That's below average as well. Normally for this time of year, overnight temperatures are hovering around 48 degrees. Satellite and radar showing that storm system that is heading our way and bringing with it heavy rain, snow, lightning, and thunder. You can see those lightning strikes on our screen right now. Those little white marks, that's the lightning that we're tracking. The red, orange, yellow, that's the heavier portions of rain that are going to be affecting our mountain areas. This shaded pink area, that's the winter storm warning in effect, expected to expire Wednesday, 10 o'clock in the morning. It was last updated early this morning around 1:24 in the morning. Counties affected: Fresno, Kern, and Tulare counties. As far as rainfall totals, here's what is expected by Tuesday. Later on this afternoon, we're seeing just under an inch in Merced, just under an inch in Mariposa. And as we head into the evening hours, overnight hours, Mariposa coming in at just over an inch. Oker seeing about 2.5 inches, and then as we head into earlier parts of Wednesday, this moisture expected to increase, especially for those higher elevations. 24-hour temp change showing quite a difference at this hour. We're around 5 degrees cooler in Madera, 7 degrees cooler in Fresno, 14 degrees cooler in Hanford, and 12 degrees cooler for our friends down in Lemoore. Air quality forecast, all counties in the green today. Burn status has also returned and is discouraged for all counties moving forward. Valley highs for today, possible thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon hours. Temperatures will be roughly in the 50s. Our lows tonight, we will be dipping in the 40s, and those showers will continue throughout the evening. We're not going to get a break as we did last night. 40s across the board is what is expected for our overnight lows. 3-day forecast, 57 for today, 58 for tomorrow and Thursday. Those overnight lows going to be in the 30s. Things are going to start to get chilly. I'll have more on that coming up in my extended forecast.
Nico, thank you. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is speaking out in an interview with CNN, talking about the home break-in attack that left her husband in the ICU.
Authorities have called it an act of political violence. Speaker Pelosi calling it another threat to our democracy. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has details on politicians' concerns for the future on this election day.
In her first interview since the brutal attack on her husband, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi got emotional.
Paul was not the target, and he's the one who's paying the price. It's really sad because it is a flame that was fueled by misinformation and all the rest of that, which is most unfortunate. It has no place in our democracy.
Pelosi going on to say she is worried about the future of our democracy.
I've been close to tears a number of times in this conversation. I think I've done very well in containing that. But of course, I'm sad because of my husband, but I'm also sad because for our country.
Analysts say the rhetoric this election season has been as heated as ever. The political divide appearing to grow even wider. President Trump in Ohio last night brought up Pelosi while discussing gangs and street crime.
Nancy Pelosi said, please don't call them animals, they're human beings. I said, no, they're animals. Of course, I think she's an animal, too. You want to know the truth?
In many races across the country, the 2020 election is still on the ballot. Of the 552 Republicans running for Congress or statewide office, 199 have fully denied the legitimacy of the 2020 election. In response to election deniers, former President Obama on the campaign trail said, democracy as we know it may not survive. Similar existential rhetoric came from former President Trump when referring to the liberal agenda, saying, this country, I don't know if it's going to live for another 2 years. Others are calling for cooler heads to prevail.
We've got to do everything we can to lower the rhetoric.
There has to be some healing process. And Democrats and Republicans, member of Congress, anybody could be a target.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Now, Speaker Pelosi acknowledged the attack will impact her decision on whether to retire. She did not elaborate on what that decision will be.
Developing now in Texas, a man could be facing charges for throwing a beer can at Senator Ted Cruz. It happened yesterday morning during the Houston Astros World Series victory parade. Cruz rode through the crowd in the back of a truck during the celebration. People began to boo, and moments later, as Cruz waved to the crowd, a man tossed a beer can at the senator. Cruz was not hurt. Police arrested the man and charges are pending. The Astros won their second World Series championship over the weekend when they defeated the Philadelphia Phillies. Action News Time 5:15. A new gym is opening this month in Clovis.
We're going to take a look inside the new fitness center that hopes to keep members pumped up for a sense of community.
And later, are you a dog person or a cat person? The personality trait that could reveal which animal you prefer.
Disney's Disenchanted, rated PG, streaming November 18th, only on Disney+.
Are you kidding me? Is that for me? How? Oh, can't wait to see what you got your mother.
The BMW Road Home Sales Event on now. Receive a credit of up to $3,250 on select models now through November 30th.
With violent crime in our communities and the cost of gas, food, and medicine rising, we need a leader in the assembly that we can trust to fight for us, not a quitter like Mark Pazin. While murders in Merced County hit an all-time high, Mark shamefully abandoned his post as sheriff, quitting in the middle of a gang crisis to take a fancy Sacramento political gig. We can't trust a politician like Mark Pazin, who already turned his back on us. The stakes are too high.
A Culligan high-efficiency water softener saves money on salt, detergents, and cleaning supplies, and time spent cleaning. Get softer on your water and wallet. Culligan, the only water that comes with a van.
Prop 26 is a massive expansion of gambling in California. It would give wealthy tribal casinos a virtual monopoly on sports betting. No wonder every major California newspaper opposes Prop 26. The Fresno Bee says voters should reject Prop 26. The LA Times calls Prop 26 toxic and a bad bet. The Mercury News says Prop 26 would enable reckless profiteering. Vote no on Prop 26.
It is 5:17 this election day. We've got to check the forecast. Big change up. It was nice to see my windshield wipers getting a workout.
And did you guys see that rainbow yesterday? It was just breathtaking. But everybody better hold on to your horses today because we're talking rain, thunderstorms.
Thunder, lightning, and heavy amounts of rain. We're expecting around 1 to 2 inches. Normally for November, we see just under an inch of rain. But as that storm system inches closer and closer, we could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain. So that's an unprecedented amount for this time. Here's a live look from our Fresno Skycam. Temperatures right now, 49 degrees, humidity at 66%. Those winds around 9 miles per hour and expected to pick up as we head into the later parts of our morning and afternoon. We could see gusts anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. And it's because of this big storm system that is headed our way, already affecting parts of our valley. Los Banos, Merced, probably starting to see some drizzle. It is going to bring some heavy showers with it, thunder and lightning. You can see those lightning strikes right there on your screen. Those are little markers in white. The orange, yellow, and red that you're seeing on your screen, that's the heavier downpour that we're expected here and really going to be affecting our mountain areas. Winter storm warning still in effect, expected to expire around 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. Futurecast showing the impact that our mountain areas are going to see. If you look at that blue shaded white and pink on your screen, that's going to be the impacted snow levels we're seeing. When everything is all said and done, we could see around 4 to 6 feet of snow in our mountain area. So a lot of snow for those ski resorts out there. Wind speeds also expected to be a factor as we head into our afternoon hours. We're already seeing gusts in northern parts of our valley. Merced coming in at 17 miles per hour. Madera 15 miles per hour. Right now in Fresno, we're seeing winds calm at around 9 miles per hour. Valley highs for today, 57 degrees, and those thunderstorms, they will be arriving in the afternoon hours. Numbers across the board, Sanger 57, Corcoran coming in at 56. Valley highs for valley lows tonight, rather, going to be dipping into the 40s. Going to get chilly out there. Showers expected to continue. Those numbers across the board, 41 in Hanford, 42 in Corcoran, and 42 degrees in Visalia. For the foothills, winds expected to be around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Going to be picking up in our mountain areas. We could see gusts anywhere from 55 to 60 miles per hour. And here's a look at that 7-day AccuWeather forecast. AccuWeather and alert effect for today, 57 for our high. We'll see 58 for tomorrow, and lingering showers will continue. And then we're going to start to clear out. But take a look as we head into the weekend. We're going to see those clouds roll back in, and we're going to get some slight shower chances for next Monday too. It will be light, but hey, those showers definitely welcomed.
Yeah, we'll take every drop. Yeah, it's been so dry, so we'll take it. But wow, everybody hold on today because those wipers are going to be going.
Oh, definitely. All right, Nika, thanks so much. In Health Watch, a new fitness facility is getting ready to open in Clovis. Blueprint Fitness and Boxing has 3 locations in the South Valley and is now expanding to help more people enjoy exercising. Blueprint combines boxing, high-intensity interval training, and lifting into a 50-minute workout. The gym offers fun with fitness and blue lights and pumped-up music. The Blueprint hopes to provide a sense of community to its clients.
We wanted to create an environment that was a lot more fun. Something that made the time pass quickly, but you're also going to get your cardio and weight training in every single session.
Blueprint is now accepting new members. The first 100 get a special membership price. The facility near Shaw and Armstrong Avenues will open November 28th with a grand opening celebration scheduled for January. Action News Time 5:21. Captain America has been named the sexiest man alive.
All right, Chris Evans, special honor from People magazine as an Avenger takes the title for a 2nd year in a row.
It's country music's biggest night.
It's a wonderful evening to sing together.
With a star-studded tribute to Alan Jackson and performances by Luke Combs, Reba McEntire, Cody Johnson, and more. Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning host the CMA Awards live Wednesday on ABC.
Now, are Big Macs really shrinking, or are my hands getting bigger?
Whoa, easy, big guy. Look, a big Carl.
Thank goodness.
Bite into a bigger, beefier burger. The Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
United Health Center's newest location is now open in Fresno. Our newly built Fresno Church Health Center is located on the Herrera Elementary School campus on Church Avenue. We will provide wonderful medical care to students attending the school and to everyone in the community. Call us at 1-800-492-4227. 1-800-492-4227 to book an appointment today. United Health Centers. Wellness for a lifetime.
Politician Adam Gray. You pay his salary, but he skips work. Skipped over 150 votes. Didn't even vote to stop the gas tax. When he does show up, his votes make things worse. Gray voted for a multi-million-dollar tax on dairy farmers, a $3 million tax on grape growers, and a massive tax increase on livestock feed. Adam Gray. We're better off without him. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Quality service quickly is what you get from Precision. When I see my name Josh pop up on reviews, I get excited. I enjoy seeing them and seeing what the customer said about my service. I consider ourselves like garage door heroes, you know, so.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
What's it like having Xfinity Internet with supersonic Wi-Fi? It's fast, like beyond gig speed fast. With 3 times the bandwidth and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data. Switch today.
We have big news.
Really big.
Turns out the Big Mac isn't actually that big, unlike the really big Carl, which is...
How juicy.
Hey, we're live.
It's just you and me, baby.
I'm uncomfortable.
Bite into a really big burger. The really big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
Chris Evans may get put down Captain America's shield, but he's got a new badge of honor. He's been named People magazine's sexiest man alive. Evans' first film role came out in 2000s, The Newcomers. He then played superhero Johnny Storm in 2 Fantastic Four films, but then he gained widespread fame in 2011 with the release of Captain America, the First Avenger. Evans takes the baton as sexiest man alive from another Avenger, Paul Rudd. Pitch Perfect star Rebel Wilson is a new mom. She announced the birth of her daughter Royce Lillian on Instagram. The photo of her daughter in a pink onesie has taken many by surprise. Wilson thanked her surrogate, who she said carried and birthed the baby with grace and care. The actress went public in June about her relationship with fashion designer Ramona Agruma.
Top Gun Maverick has completed its domestic box office mission.
Just want to manage expectations.
Industry tracker Exhibitor Relations reports Tom Cruise's action flick ended its theatrical run with nearly $717 million. That's $300 million more than the second biggest movie of 2022 so far. Top Gun Maverick has become the 5th highest grossing film in U.S. history. Need a good laugh? Stand-up comedian actor Jeff Dunham will perform at the Save Mart Center in Fresno early next year. The Still Not Canceled tour is scheduled for March 23rd. Dunham is known for his numerous TV appearances, including his newest show, Jeff Dunham Unhinged in Hollywood, currently on Netflix. The ventriloquist also has a best-selling autobiography and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Dunham is even in the Guinness Book of World Records for most tickets sold to a stand-up comedy tour. Tickets go on sale this Thursday at 10 in the morning.
You know, I don't know him that well, but I'm looking at the puppet thinking that's a hard thing to do.
Oh,
Make some laugh.
100%. He's hilarious, though. You got to check out his Netflix show.
All right. Action News Time 526. Coming up in our next half hour, you can make your voice heard.
We're live at the Fresno County Clerk's office, where they're already hard at work counting, collecting, and securing ballots this election day.
You got 100 points.
Have you been moisturizing?
Just sunscreen.
That's 50 points.
With AARP Rewards, anyone can earn points.
Who's got 200 points?
You've got 200 points.
It's the free loyalty program that rewards you.
They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And helps your money, health, and happiness live longer.
Are these ties? 200 points.
Start earning and redeeming points today.
Ready to shine from the inside out? Say yes to Nature's Bounty Advanced Gummies and Jelly Beans, the #1 brand for hair, skin, and nails, with 2 times more biotin to bring out more of your inner beauty. Get more with Nature's Bounty.
Treatments discovered at St. Jude help save kids with cancer worldwide. In the race to beat cancer, St. Jude won't stop. Neither will Adam.
Give thanks for the healthy kids in your life. Join us to make a difference that could last a lifetime.
I'm David Valadeo, and I approve this message.
Rudy Salas didn't show up for work almost 450 times, but he did show up to increase the price of gas by 73 cents a gallon and backed reckless spending that made inflation worse. And if Rudy Salas gets to Congress, he'll be a rubber stamp for Biden and Pelosi's agenda, selling out the Central Valley, turning his back on us. Because Rudy Salas is a politician who only looks out for himself.
Real talk, kids are gonna kid. And sometimes that can look messier, ickier, and stickier than we'd like to admit. We can't always protect our kids from chewing on borrowed pencils, sharing lip gloss, or wild sneezes. But there is one thing we can help protect them from, and that's COVID-19. Keep your family safer with vaccines and boosters. Find one near you at myturn.ca.gov.
This van just hit me out of nowhere. I thought I was dead. After the accident, I was in a lot of pain. I had a fusion, and I decided that I needed to get an attorney because I could not work. I looked on the internet and called Jacoby and Myers. They had their own dream team for everything, every need, every area. They took care of me like a queen. I would recommend you call Jacoby and Myers. They really went to bat for me.
Choose Jacoby and Myers.
Next on Action News AM Live, today is the day to let your voice be heard. There are several key issues and races on the ballot. What you need to know before you head to the polls.
And rain, lightning, and thunder headed our way. I'll break down your forecast and what to expect.
Authorities are looking for a Visalia woman linked to a deadly hit-and-run crash. The witness information that helped lead to a suspect.
Taking action together. This is Central California's #1 news. ABC 30 Action News, AM Live.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on this election day, November the 8th. I'm Amanda Venegas.
And I'm Vanessa Vasconcelos. We're live on ABC 30 Hulu Live and wherever you stream. Now today is the last day to turn in those ballots, but you might be driving to the polls in the rain.
We're in for quite the winter storm today. That winter storm warning is in effect this morning, and Nico Payne is filling in for Maddie. He joins us now with a look at the wet conditions today in your AccuWeather forecast. It's going to be a busy day. Good morning, Nico.
That's right, ladies. That winter storm warning still in full effect, expected to expire 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. And the hazards that we are expecting is the snow, increased snow level amounts between elevations above 6,000 feet. We can see anywhere from 3 to 5 feet of snow, and then above 8,000 feet, we could see above 6 feet of snow. So very unprecedented amounts. Satellite and radar showing the storm system that is moving to our area and bringing with it some thunder and lightning, heavy downpours, expecting anywhere from 1 inch of 2 inches of rain as we head into the afternoon hours. That storm system really affecting northern portions of the valley right now. Merced, Mariposa, probably starting to get some sprinkles as that storm system inches closer. We're also monitoring the winds as we head into the afternoon hours, expecting some increased wind gusts. Here's what we're seeing right now: 17 miles per hour in Merced, 15 miles per hour in Madera, and 3 mile per hour wind gusts right now in Hanford. Day planner for today going to be sticking into the 50s for the most part. By lunchtime, we're seeing 54 degrees, rain expected to pick up, and then as we head into those afternoon hours, that's when we're going to start to see those thunderstorms and lightning. How long will the storm be sticking around? I'll let you know more coming up in my extended forecast.
Thanks, Nico. Well, Fresno City crews, they are staying busy trying to reduce all that flooding during the storm. Workers cleared gutters and storm drains during yesterday's downpour, and they expect calls for service to ramp up today with heavy rain on the way. The California Highway Patrol also warning drivers to be extra careful on wet roads. They shared this video on social media of an SUV overturned on the side of a highway sliding down an embankment. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
The one thing that you can do to help prevent those crashes is to slow down and give yourself enough time to get where you're trying to get to.
Officials say if you aren't experienced driving in the snow, you should consider avoiding traveling to the mountains during this storm. Now stay with Action News for continuing coverage on our AccuWeather alert. You can use your cell phone's camera right now pointed at the QR codes on your screen. Download the ABC 30 app for weather anytime and push notifications on the AccuWeather alert. The code on the left is for Apple devices. The one on the right is for Android. You can also visit abc30.com/weather.
Now for a closer look at traffic conditions and how the weather might be impacting your commute, let's check in with CHP officer Shasta Tollefson.
Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, everyone. Let's bring up that live traffic tracker and see what's going on throughout the valley. Taking a look at a wide shot of the North Valley, State Route 99, 152, the 59, and 140, all currently in the green with no major incidents. Outside of traffic, I'm Officer Tollefson with the California Highway Patrol, reminding that on the wet roads, slow down and increase your following distance. Vanessa, Amanda, back to you.
Shasta, thank you. Voting polls across the valley will open in a few hours. Hundreds of thousands of voters have already cast their ballot for the midterm election.
Action News reporter Amanda Aguilar is live outside the Fresno County Elections Office with what you need to know. It's going to be a busy day, Amanda. We also have rain on the way, so we know we got to get those ballots out. Good morning.
Yeah, Amanda, Vanessa, this is a very important midterm election. A lot of key races, a lot of key issues that people can expect to see on the ballot. So I want to bring in the Registrar of Voters, James Coos. Talk to me, an important election, but are people coming out?
So turnout's picking up. We were quite busy yesterday, and I'm expecting an excellent turnout today. We're a little behind where we were kind of expecting to be. Fresno County usually is around a 50% turnout for a gubernatorial general election, but a good turnout today, and we're back in the game.
Talk to me about kind of the method people are using to vote nowadays. You have several ways to vote. You have the mail-in ballots, early voting, and then of course coming in person on election day. But what are you guys seeing here in Fresno County?
So Fresno County is now a California Voters Choice Act county, so we mail a ballot to every active registered voter. and the return rates on those have been increasing since we switched to that process. Roughly 90% of voters will return a vote by mail ballot either through the U.S. Postal Service, through one of our drop boxes, or by coming into a vote center or my office to hand it in.
All right, so obviously Election Day, it's going to start at 7 a.m. for those that are like, oh, this really is an important election. I haven't registered to vote, but I want to make sure my voice is heard. Can they still come in?
Yes. California has same-day registration. You will need to fill out some paperwork, a registration form, and your ballot won't go through the tabulator at the location because we do need to do some double checking. We have to protect the system. Election integrity is very important. But your ballot will be counted if you are eligible to register and vote in Fresno County.
All right, so you heard it out there. Do not be discouraged. It is Election Day. You can still register and make your voice be heard. Polls open at 7 a.m. They close at 8 p.m. If you have the mail-in ballot, make sure those are postmarked by today, received by November 15th. But if you want to avoid that, just come and go to any one of the secure ballot boxes. Those need to be in by 8 p.m. Also, if you want to avoid the rain, maybe you don't want to come out of your car, there's also going to be a drive-through ballot drop-off here in front of the Fresno County Elections Office. We have all of that information on abc30.com. Live in downtown Fresno, Amanda Aguilar, Action News AM Live.
Amanda, thank you. Governor Gavin Newsom made a surprise appearance at UC Merced a day ahead of the election. He guest lectured to political science students yesterday in Assemblyman Adam Gray's class. The governor also had a chance to see the university's newly created Center for Analytic Political Engagement. It's a gathering place for the Central Valley scholars, students, and community leaders. It was founded by the political science faculty at UC Merced. When class ended, Newsom talked about why he stopped in the Valley the night before the election.
Merced matters, the Valley matters. One of the fastest, most dynamic parts of our state, one of the fastest growing regions in our state.
Newsom is running for re-election against Republican challenger State Senator Brian Daly. Gray is running to represent California's 13th congressional district against Republican farmer and businessman John Duarte. Now stay with ABC 30 throughout the day for your election night coverage.
It all starts this afternoon, 3:30, with a live edition of World News Now. That is World News Tonight with David Muir. That's after Jeopardy at 3, and then at 4. Join us for Action News Live at 4. Then it's back to ABC News for Your Voice, Your Vote Election Night 2022 coverage beginning at 5, and it's going all evening long. Now, Action News will have updates on all the big races throughout the night here on ABC 30 with a full wrap-up on Live at 11. Join us for a special streaming edition of Action News with coverage on all the big races here in California and around the Valley. That starts at 10 o'clock, streaming on abc30.com and the ABC 30 Central California app on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. New this morning out of the South Valley, a deadly crash under investigation, Farmersville. It happened before 9:30 last night on Visalia Road east of Magnolia Street. Officers say a 37-year-old man was walking across the road when a 19-year-old driver tried to make a U-turn and ran him over. Police arrived to find the man trapped under the vehicle. He was eventually freed but died on the scene. Officials don't believe drugs or alcohol were involved.
Elsewhere in the South Valley, investigators are searching for a 31-year-old woman accused of hitting and killing a man on a bike. It happened Saturday afternoon near Road 144 and Avenue 313 just outside of Visalia. CHP says the driver of a Mazda hit a man riding his bike, then took off. The 25-year-old victim was taken to the hospital where he died. Investigators tracked down 31-year-old Shay DeJonge at her home thanks to information from witnesses. Authorities say when they knocked on her door, she ran away. Her car was impounded for evidence. If you have any information on where DeJonge could be, call Visalia Area CHP.
A sweeping sting operation in the Valley sent 19 people to the jail. Now the suspects are accused of trying to arrange to have sex with children. Operation Hook stands for Hands Off Our Kids. It took place last Wednesday through Saturday. Detectives from multiple agencies posed as teens on various online chat rooms and apps. Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims says all the suspects were first to initiate explicit language and sexual encounters. One of the men arrested is a U.S. Forest Service employee. Officers say he showed up to the meeting site in a department fire engine with the intent to have sex with an underage girl. District Attorney Lisa Smith-Camp says for the 19 arrested, thousands of other sex predators are out there looking for victims.
The greatest evil and the greatest threat to children is the cell phone. This is how children are exploited, this is how they are violated, and this is how these predators get access to our children.
13 of the men arrested are already out on bail awaiting court appearances. In order to give parents more information to keep their kids safe, we posted on our website a list of apps commonly used by predators to target vulnerable children. Action News Time 5:39. In our next half hour, it's the holiday season, but it's also the scam season.
What the U.S. Postal Service is telling customers to watch out for when waiting for packages to be delivered.
But first, more kids staring at screens since the pandemic began. How much screen time kids are getting these days compared to before the coronavirus outbreak?
Election coverage on Action News is sponsored by Sante Physicians.
My name is Douglas. I'm a writer, director, and I'm still working. In the kind of work that I do, you are surrounded by people who are all younger than you. I had to get help somewhere along the line to stay competitive. I discovered Prevagen. I started taking it, and after a period of time, my memory improved. It was a game changer for me.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Mr. World knows when you need new eyeglasses, you don't want to deal with any curveballs. That's why Eyeglass World brings the heat with lightning fast service. Other places have long waits up their sleeves, but Eyeglass World has in-store labs to make the waiting disappear. So you can get custom-made glasses the same day. Plus, you can get 2 pairs for $89. So schedule your eye exam online today at eyeglassworld.com, the world's best way to buy glasses.
With violent crime in our communities and the cost of gas, food, and medicine rising, we need a leader in the assembly that we can trust to fight for us, not a quitter like Mark Pazin. While murders in Merced County hit an all-time high, Mark shamefully abandoned his post as sheriff, quitting in the middle of a gang crisis to take a fancy Sacramento political gig. We can't trust a politician like Mark Pazin, who already turned his back on us. The stakes are too high.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
A great smile can make all the difference in how you feel about yourself. Isn't it time to have the smile you've always dreamed of? At Whitlow Dental Care, we've been helping thousands of Valley residents achieve the smile of their dreams with dental implants for more than 20 years.
If you need one tooth or a whole set, Whitlow Dental Care can help with IV sedation. It's comfortable and surprisingly affordable. Call Dr. Whitlow and Associates at 559-441-7700. Learn more at abc30.com. Medical Specialist.
Welcome back. Here's a live look from our Meadow Lake Skycam. Those clouds slowly rolling in, and by our morning commute, that's when we're expected to see some rainfall. Almanac showing a high of 57 for today. Normally for this time of year, we're right around 69 degrees, so definitely above or below average temperatures for this time. Our lows as we head into tonight, we will be dipping into the low 40s, also below average for this time of year. Satellite and radar showing that this storm is going to be impacting our mountain areas. This pink shade, that's the winter storm warning that's in effect, expected to expire at 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. It was last updated early this morning and expected to affect Fresno, Kern, and Tulare counties. To the north of us, this storm really impacting San Jose. The strong cell right there, bringing with it a lot of downpour, thunder, and lightning, and that's what's going to be making our way to our area in these next couple of hours. As far as rainfall totals, here's what's expected as we head into the afternoon hours of 4 o'clock Tuesday. Mariposa seeing just over an inch, Oakhurst seeing over an inch and a half, and then as we head into later parts of tonight, this moisture increasing across the region. Mariposa coming in at over an inch, Oakhurst seeing about 2.5 inches. This rain expected to linger to earlier parts of Wednesday before things start to clear out. 24-hour temp change, here's what we're seeing right now at this hour. Around 5 degrees cooler in Madera, 7 degrees cooler in Fresno at this hour, and 14 degrees cooler for our friends down in Hanford. Air quality forecast for today, all counties in the green. Burn status has also returned and is discouraged for all counties. Our highs for today going to be 57 Thunderstorms expected to reach our area in the afternoon hours, and those winds also expected to increase. We can see gusts anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. For our mountain areas, we're looking at gusts anywhere from 45 to 60 miles per hour. A valley lows for tonight dipping into the 40s. Showers expected to continue. Numbers across the board: Corcoran 42 degrees, Tulare coming in at 44, and Porterville at 46 degrees. Our 3-day forecast, we will see 58 as we head into Wednesday. Things start to clear out. 58 will continue for our Thursday, but pay attention to those overnight lows. We're seeing 39 for Wednesday evening and Thursday evening. These temperatures expected to dip. How long will that last? I'll let you know more coming up in my extended forecast.
All right, sounds cold. Thanks, Cinco. Now to a health alert. Nestle recalling 3 batches of edible chocolate chip cookie dough. Officials say they may contain soft plastic film. The batches were produced from August 1st to 3rd. They were distributed to retailers across the U.S. The company says there are no reports of illness or injury. Anyone who bought the recalled dough can return it for a replacement or a refund. You can find more information about the recall on the FDA's website. A new study suggests children worldwide have been using electronics a lot more since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Researchers found between January of 2020 to March of this year, kids' average daily screen time increased from about 2.5 hours to 4 hours. Experts say this could be a temporary change based on when schools were closed, but in other cases, problematic screen use habits may have formed. Researchers recommend implementing pandemic recovery plans to help kids balance screen time with physical activity and sleep.
In this world, there are dog people and there are cat people. Which one are you? A new study found which animal you may prefer depends on your personality traits. Now, in times of stress, a dog can often bring comfort to its owner. But what about cats? Two researchers wanted to know whether people would be open to comfort cats being brought in during times of stress. But they also wanted to know who has a fondness for felines.
We found that the trait, a personality trait that we refer to as emotionality, was strongly associated with one's interest in interacting with cats.
The researchers believe highly emotional people may be more attuned to cats' subtle behaviors. They want to expand the study to further understand the benefits seen in people who are open to cats and how they feel after interacting with the animals. They also hope to start a cat comfort program to observe how it would affect the felines.
So which one are you?
I was just going to ask you.
I'm a dog person. I've always been a dog person, and I'm a little dog person. I like pugs.
Aww,
I mean, I have a pug. I think that shows my personality. Like,
absolutely.
Pugs are funny, or at least I think I'm funny. They're personable. And you?
I've had both, so I'm a fan of both. I really am. But Brucey was my first dog, so I'm like, I'm a dog person.
You are. And you know what? You could be a cat person. They're great, too. For some people, they're great.
Action News Time, 5:47. It's almost the most magical time of year at Disney parks.
And one park is celebrating early the seasonal surprises in store for visitors at Tokyo Disneyland.
And later on, you can score a free treat just for voting. The freebie at Krispy Kreme, hoping to get more people to the polls.
Oh, free donuts. Gotta love that. All right, let's take a live look at our skyline, our Kauai House Sky Cam Bicycle. It is quiet right now. The roads are a little wet. We've got a big storm that is coming today. We're talking rain. We're talking thunderstorms. You're going to want to tune in. Nico's going to be up next with your forecast.
This week, Michael Strahan journeys into the snowy frontier live, getting in close with polar bears. See how the climate crisis is changing their world. The extraordinary journey happens live this week on Good Morning America.
For Rudy Salas, it's a charmed life. Paid the highest legislative salary in the nation, even as Californians pay the highest gas prices. Given over $80,000 in free gifts and trips. Some were financed by groups pushing a bill that could raise gas prices 73 cents a gallon higher. Salas backed their bill, selling you out. They paid his way, we paid the price. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
No job is too big, no job is too small. We can fix them all. Our trucks come fully stocked. We have everything that we need to fix any garage door the same day. It's like a warehouse on wheels.
If you need us, Precision's here for you.
We're here to help.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
KFC has a great deal on a classic meal. The Colonel's Classic, our signature 7-piece meal, is back in just $19.99. Get 7 drumsticks and thighs in your choice of KFC's world-famous original recipe or the Colonel's own extra crispy recipe. You decide, then add a large mashed potatoes with gravy, large coleslaw, and 3 home-style biscuits, and you've got a complete meal the whole family will love for only $19.99. The Colonel's Classic, an original recipe or extra crispy. Just $19.99 for a limited time, only at KFC.
Bulldog Breakdown on ABC 30, the home of Fresno State Athletics. Sundays at 6:30 only on ABC 30 Action News. Sponsored by Central Valley Toyota Dealers.
I'm David Valadeo, and I approve this message.
Rudy Salas didn't show up for work almost 450 times, but he did show up to increase the price of gas by 73 cents a gallon and backed reckless spending that made inflation worse. And if Rudy Salas gets to Congress, he'll be a rubber stamp for Biden and Pelosi's agenda, selling out the Central Valley, turning his back on us. Because Rudy Salas is a politician who only looks out for himself.
Last week, I stepped in a bear trap. I should really get rid of it, but I'll make do. Just like I make do without home internet. Besides, my phone gets the job done. Sometimes. It's not that bad.
It is that bad. Don't settle. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box.
And welcome back. Here's a live look from our Fresno Skycam. Our skyline really starting to change as these ominous dark clouds start to move in. Temperatures right now 49 degrees, and it's not going to change much. We're going to stay chilly today, folks. Humidity at 66%. Winds right now 9 miles per hour. Satellite and radar showing the storm system that's making its way to our area, bringing with it heavy rain, thunder, lightning. You can see those lightning strikes in the corner of your screen, and we're continuing to track those lightning strikes as this storm system moves closer. Again, when things are all said and done, we could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain. Futurecast showing just that our mountain area is also expected to be heavily impacted with snow. Lower elevations can see anywhere from 3 to 5 feet of snow, and then in those higher elevations above 8,000 feet, they can see anywhere from 5 to 6 feet of fresh powder because of this storm system. Wind speeds right now across the area are starting to pick up as well. We're expecting gustier conditions as we head into the afternoon hours. Madera coming in at 15 miles per hour. Fresno 9 miles per hour. Hanford, they're seeing 3-mile-per-hour winds. In Lemoore right now they're seeing 12-mile-per-hour gusts. Valley highs for today 57 degrees. Possible thunderstorms expected to reach our area in the afternoon hours. Numbers on the board: Sanger coming in at 57 degrees, Corcoran 56, Porterville 57 degrees. Our lows for tonight, we will be dipping into the 40s. Showers are expected to continue into earlier parts of our Wednesday, and those winds are expected to be 15 to 20 miles per hour. Numbers across the board: Corcoran coming in at 42 degrees, Tulare 44, and Porterville 46 degrees. Foothills today into tonight, here's what to expect: winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Rain and snow showers are expected to continue. For our higher elevations, winds anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's for our sustained winds, and those gusts can reach anywhere from 55 to 60 miles per hour, especially in those higher elevations. 7-day AccuWeather forecast showing AccuWeather alert in effect for the rest of today. Expect rainy conditions, thunder, and lightning. Those showers will linger into our Wednesday, and then as we head into later parts of the week, things are starting to clear out. Those temperatures still being chilly, but then as we head into earlier parts of next week, we can see those slight rain chances return. So rain action maybe not over just quite yet, but for now, let's check those roadways with CHP Officer Shasta Tolleson.
Good morning, Nico. Good morning, everyone. Let's bring up that live traffic tracker and see what's going on throughout the valley. Taking a look at a wide shot of the South Valley, State Route 99, 198, the 137, and 63 currently in the green with no major incidents. And traveling here to the Fresno area, State Route 99, 180, the 41, and 168 also in the green with no major incidents or hazards here. Now to get traffic, I'm Officer Tollefson with the California Highway Patrol, reminding you if the wipers are going, the headlights are glowing. 7. Amanda, back to you.
That's right. Thanks so much. Well, Christmas is still more than a month away, but if you need a holiday pick-me-up now, it's only a plane ride away. Tokyo Disneyland kicked off its Christmas season with a grand parade featuring Mickey, Donald, Snow White, and more of your favorite characters. On top of special churros and smoothies, Tokyo Disney is offering a 20% ticket discount for guests who get a COVID booster and a test before they visit. If Japan is too far for you, our own Disneyland Resort in California will be celebrating the most magical time of the year starting November 11th through January 8th. Disney, of course, the parent company of us here at ABC 30. I already got my reservation because I love the winter time. I love celebrating the holidays at Disneyland.
That Christmas tree.
I know, exciting. Action News Time 5:54. Krispy Kreme serving up free donuts for voters this election day.
Yes, now you can take advantage of this sweet treat once you cast your ballot.
ABC 30, home of Fresno State Athletics.
Now, are Big Macs really shrinking, or are my hands getting bigger?
Whoa, easy, big guy. Look, a big Carl.
Thank goodness.
Bite into a bigger, beefier burger. The Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
As a pro, Floor & Decor is my go-to to get it all. Tile, wood, stone, installation materials, tools, they've got it all. And they've got my back.
At Floor & Decor, with pro benefits and services, we've got you covered. Discover Floor & Decor today.
Hey, girls! Are you kidding me? Is that for me? Huh? Oh, can't wait to see what you got your mother.
The BMW Road Home Sales Event, on now. Receive a credit of up to $3,250 on select models now through November 30th.
When you have connections, life is good. And life's really good for Sacramento politician Adam Gray. You paid his salary and benefits most of his adult life. Gray took lavish trips and gifts from special interests. Gray played the system. Even his scandal-ridden father-in-law got in on the gig. Registered as a state lobbyist once Gray got elected. Adam Gray, he's connected the Sacramento way. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
T-Mobile covers 99% of people in America. So when we say we have your town covered, we mean it.
I'm able to go to any of the small towns and still pick up great service.
And great coverage is just the beginning. Families and small businesses can save up to $900 versus Verizon.
We actually save way more now than we did with our old carrier.
The amount of money you save with T-Mobile is just awesome.
Plus, with our T-Mobile price lock, we guarantee we won't raise the price of your rate plan. Switch today.
We have big news.
Really big.
Turns out the Big Mac isn't actually that big, unlike the really big Carl, which is...
How juicy.
Hey, we're live.
It's just you and me, baby.
I'm uncomfortable.
Bite into a really big burger. The really big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
And here's a live look outside from our downtown Fresno sky cam. Rain is headed our way, as well as thunder and lightning. Expected to see that drizzle start to come for your morning commute, so drivers do be aware of that.
Make sure you pack the umbrella, the jacket. You could tell in that shot, a storm is a-brewing, you guys.
Yes, and make sure you get a picture too. I love seeing those storm clouds. I mean, someone paint it. Someone do something. We need.
You know, safely get that picture too. The mom in me just wants to.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I got some sweet news for you guys. Krispy Kreme offering a sweet incentive to help rock the vote today.
Love it. It's giving away free original glazed donuts to all customers in celebration of Election Day. Now, you don't have to buy anything to cash in on the freebie, and they won't be checking for proof that you voted, but the company hopes the sweet treats will remind people how important it is to take part in every election. Krispy Kreme also gave away donuts 2 years ago for the 2020 presidential election. So who's getting them?
I know, I was going to say.
You don't have to show them your sticker either for proof, so that's the good part.
I love the sticker, though. I'm all about the sticker, so I'm excited to go in person.
I think Vanessa's volunteering to go.
Wait.
Yeah, that's you. Nico's doing the storm warning coverage. He's too busy. All right, Action News Time 5:58. In our next half hour, wet weather bringing dangerous conditions for Election Day.
The safety measures in place to ensure voters can get to and from voting centers safely in the rain and snow.
Plus, autopsy reports sealed for the victims of the Uvalde school shooting. Why a Texas judge says the reports could lead to potential prosecution.
Get on the holiday road to winning at Chancey Gold. It's the $550,000 Holiday Dash for Cash giveaway. Win your share of $42,000 at Drawings Weekly every Thursday and Friday night. And on December 23rd, you can win your share of $90,000. The $550,000 Holiday Dash for Cash giveaway. Only at Chukchansi Gold Resort and Casino.
A Culligan high-efficiency water softener saves money on salt, detergents, and cleaning supplies, and time spent cleaning. Get softer on your water and wallet. Culligan, the only water that comes with a van.
Local patients and hospitals are feeling the effect of a statewide nursing shortage. And due to persistent underfunding by the state of California, Fresno State's acclaimed nursing program turns away top nursing candidates when we've needed them the most. By passing Measure E, we can help Fresno State triple the capacity for their nursing program and graduate more nurses to serve right here in our own community. Please join me in voting yes on Measure E.
Don't choose between style and comfort. Get both at the SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. SAS Shoes, America's comfort shoes, have more styles and colors than ever before. If you have foot or back pain, wear orthotics, have diabetes, or just want the most comfortable shoes you've ever worn, then come see the new styles and colors and get a custom fitting at the locally owned SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. Life's a journey. Wear comfortable shoes.
The team at